I'm just really shitting on the human race right now. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, it's Jo. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me or if you're new here, I'm a spiritual advisor and I advise you on spiritual stuff. So that's what I do. Really, I do. I own a business called Jojoba, which is also my channel name, where I basically, I don't know, do cool shit with the spiritual realm. And yeah, sometimes I like to post videos about spiritual topics and other weird, creepy things that exist in this world. So if you like that, follow me and subscribe. Today's video is a bit different. I decided to do a Q&A. So I asked people to ask me questions over on my Tumblr, which is just Jojoba Studios. You can follow it down in link in the description. So I asked people to ask me questions over there about manifestation, and I got quite a few. Actually, I'm really surprised. So I picked the best ones that I thought would, you know, be a good video, and I answered the rest of them. So don't worry, I always answer, but these are the ones that I picked for the video. And honestly, some of these are pretty spicy. So if you PG-13, you know, if you were like 18 and up, you're good. But like if you're less than 18, if you're younger than 18, I don't know, maybe think twice about watching this video, because there are some spicy questions in here, or at least one. I won't get too graphic, but if you're uncomfortable with that, just fair warning, there is sexual content in this Q&A. So yeah, I have the questions pulled up. They're on my laptop, which is why I'll look down eventually, like I just did. And yeah, so I guess let's just answer these questions. I'm excited. This is my first ever Q&A, so I don't know. This makes me feel all warm inside. It makes me feel good knowing that a lot of people want my advice and actually want to hear what I have to say. So thank you if you submitted a question, and thank you for watching this video. But yeah, let's get started. So Hornymanifesterz with a Z asks, what is your favorite manifesting method? My favorite manifesting method is my own method, which is like, I don't know, it's weird to say that because there are a ton of manifesting methods out there that I could choose from, and I have to choose my own. Well, yeah, of course I have to choose my own because it's what works for me, right? So the manifestation method that I use, like, primarily is the death cycle. And it's basically just like a list, not really a list, but like certain stages that you go through to get what you want. So basically those stages are surrender, shed, death, embrace, transformation, empowerment, and rebirth. There are 7 steps because I love the number 7 and it's been following me around my entire life. We'll go deeper into the number 7 and stuff like that if you work with me, especially this year with my secret offer that I'm not disclosing, but you can inquire about it if you just email me down below. But yeah, we'll talk, but we talk about the number 7 a lot in a lot of my programs and a lot of my services. But yeah, that's my favorite one. I have like a blog post on it, and I think I might have a YouTube video on it. I'm not sure, but if you want to learn more about those, you know, go to those 2 things. And if you want to know more after that, you can always DM me on any social media platform that I'm on, and I'll gladly respond and give you a little tutorial. Next question, Anonymous says, are there any spiritual masturbation methods, and have you tried it? Yeah, I mean there are, but that's more like geared towards sex magic. But there is like a manifestation method that does involve masturbation, and that's like a Taoist method of manifestation where you kind of use your body to build up your own like personal energy, and it basically goes all the way up and out your crown. So whatever you're manifesting like gets pulled into you, basically. I don't know if I'm describing it correctly, but there is a book that that talks about it more. I'll like put it right here and link it down below, because I literally forgot what it's called. But yeah, if you want to know more about that, then do that. But that book is geared towards like feminine parts. So if you were assigned female at birth, you should probably read up on that. And actually, yeah, I have tried a few, to answer the second part of your question, I have tried a few, and I actually, that is one of my preferred ways of manifesting, just because I like pleasure. And why not, you know, feel pleasure while you get whatever you want. You know, it's like a win-win situation. So, yeah, I have tried multiple methods of manifestation that way. Anonymous says, once you enter the void, is it possible for it to kick you out? No, it might just be, if you ever have been in the void and you feel like you've gotten kicked out, it might just be that you're coming back to consciousness. It's not necessarily the void kicking you out, because the void is all like, it's literally everything and anything. So I don't really understand why it would kick you out. That doesn't make sense with the philosophy around it. But if you ever are kicked out, it's probably because you're coming back to consciousness, like your individual consciousness. And you can't be in the void if you're individualized. So that's probably what it is. If this is like you asking if like the void was the one kicking you out. But for everyone else who hasn't been in the void, or if you haven't been in the void specifically, no, you can't get kicked out. Once you're in there until you decide to leave, which is usually just people falling asleep or like opening their eyes and like waking up their body slowly. Just to let this be done, no, you can't get kicked out. Merlot and Sunshine says, how do you manifest more money? So this is like, there are so many ways that you can manifest money, and this is like an area that I'm the best in. I actually have a program dedicated just to manifesting money and having like an abundant mindset and reprogramming your mind for wealth. So that's called financial revision, by the way, if you're interested. But the way that you manifest money is first by establishing your own worth. If you feel like you're worth a large lump sum, say $5,000 a month, then you'll get $5,000 a month. If you don't feel like you're worth that, then you'll get less. And the way that this works really is, if you truly feel in your heart that you are worth something, you will do anything to go after it and accept that into your life. So for a lot of people, this works as working a dead-end job and not feeling appreciated and being underpaid. These people would see this and be like, no, I am worth more. And that establishment of I am worth more brings more to you. That's why manifestation works. It's basically just the universe trying to balance itself out. So manifestation is, in general, we'll go back to manifesting money, but manifestation in general is just, again, the universe trying to balance itself out. So if you in your head are like, oh, I have a beautiful bouquet of flowers, some random person just like brought me a beautiful bouquet of flowers, and you genuinely believe that, and you genuinely feel that, you're genuinely feeling that like appreciation, that gratitude, that love towards you and things like that, then the universe is going to be confused, and they're going to be like, whoa, why is all this shit happening towards a specific thing, but that specific thing is not there? Why is that going on, you know? So the universe will then the universe will prompt someone to give you flowers, and it will be on a whim and whatever, and that person will give you flowers. That's how basically manifestation works. It's just the universe trying to balance itself out. So when you yourself are like, I'm worth more, I deserve more, and you're opening yourself up to abundance. So it's not only I'm worth more, it's I am available for more, or I see that there is more for me, and I accept that more is coming in. When you reprogram your mind to establish this and like kind of jump into that new reality, because that's really what you're doing once you reprogram your mind. You're whatever, whatever. That's neither here nor there. Once you do that, you should open up. Oh my God, sorry. You should open up. Oh my God, no, that's not right either. More opportunities should open up to you. That's what I was trying to say. So back to the analogy, people dead-end job, don't like it, feel underpaid. They believe that they're worth more. They accept that they're worth more, and they won't take anything less. They usually get better opportunities with higher paying wages, salary, whatever, that accommodate the lifestyle that they're trying to bring in, because they wouldn't accept anything less. So basically what I'm saying is, to manifest more money, first establish your worth, then then recognize that there is more for you, and it's free. Basically, it's for everyone. All you have to do is ask. And that goes into getting rid of this whole like scarcity type of mindset around like jobs, money in general, and like resources and stuff like that. So if you want to manifest money, work on those 3 things. Then if you're just trying to manifest like cash or like something like that, then believe that you already have it. What would you do if you already had that money? What would you do if you already had like $5,000? How would you live? How would you structure your life? Let's say like if you already had your dream salary, what would you do? How would you structure your life? How would your spending habits change? Then start to see, and this is where it gets complicated. You have to kind of work in between like the 3D and the 4D, which is like living inside of your head versus living out like in your actual physical reality, right? So you have to kind of like balance and play with it. So what I would do personally is I would have my budget, right? My actual budget that I have. And I would play around with it and act as if I had $5,000 to get every month, right? So I would change my budget to put that into it, but the budget would still be within my actual means. So I would see on like a spreadsheet, Excel, whatever, I use Notion. I would see that $5,000 is available to me every month. And then I would work within my budget to make sure it stays like that. Like I don't go over what is my actual budget, but I still see that it's in there. You know what I mean? I don't know if I explained that properly, but you basically, I don't know if I explained that properly, but it's basically like keep being open to the idea that you have $5,000 every single month. Being open to the idea and like kind of basically hypnotizing yourself and reprogramming your mind to think that you have $5,000 every single month, but you're still staying within the budget of like your actual monthly income. I hope that clears things up, because I'm trying really hard to explain this in such a concise and short way, but truly money manifestation, it takes it's a lot. It's a very loaded topic, which seems to be it seems to be like, it's like, oh, you know, manifest this way, you know, whatever. It seems to be easy, but it's a loaded topic for sure, because you have to deal with worth, scarcity, fear, doubt, self-love, all that shit. And it's a lot, but start there. But yeah, start there and let me know how that goes. Anonymous says, I want to come up with my own manifestation method. Do you have any tips? Mine, I feel like there's 3 things that you could do to form your own manifestation method. One, define like how you learn, how, like, if you're like, if you pick up things reading or listening to things, or visuals or hands-on, you know, stuff like that. Whichever one you are, whichever type of learner you are, that will help you figure out your own manifestation method. 2, how easily do things come to you? You need to really evaluate that. Like, do you feel like things come to you easily when you're just like nonchalant about it, like, oh yeah, I want this, and then you just let it go? Or do you feel like things come to you easier when you're like, I want this, and you like basically do a whole plan on how you're going to get it, and then it comes to you from that? So if you're meticulous about like every single detail and you want it to be correct, or are you like you know, like a little less concerned about the details, a little bit more of a go with the flow type? That would also be another way to form your own manifestation method. The third thing that I want you to look at is, where does your heart lie? And what I mean by that is, where are your passions? Like, what are your passions geared towards? Where do you find that you are most developed, most curious, most interested? So for me, the whole death cycle thing, the whole death cycle manifestation method came out of my curiosity of death, my interest in death, and my interest in like learning it, explaining it, learning why it was taboo to begin with, learning why like different practices from different cultures, and you know, like things that it's associated with, the abstract part of death. So not necessarily just like the dead and like funerary practices, but like rebirth, transformation, reawakening, renewal, things like that. That sort of abstract part of death. So that's why I made the death cycle, is because I understood it, and it's because that's what my soul and my heart is geared towards, learning and expressing and advocating. In a sense. Yeah, it's crazy, but for death. So find what you're passionate in. It could be art, it could be gaming, it could be whatever. You know, what are you passionate in or with, or for? Yeah, it's for. What are you passionate for? And apply that, all those 3 things into one method. And that's your manifestation method. Test it out, work out the kinks. You know, trial and error is always needed and important. But that is essentially how you create your own manifestation method. Anonymous says, do you manifest things for other people? Like, would you ever do a service just manifesting for another person? The answer is no. But I do have services geared towards helping people manifest their dream life. So it's not necessarily like I'm manifesting for them, I'm guiding them there. Revive the Vision is basically a service where I help people develop spiritually, in a sense that they follow their own tuition, and they're like reprogrammed to think in terms of abundance. So following intuition and reprogrammed for abundance, and also connecting with their spirit guides, whatever deities are reaching out to them, their ancestors, and things like that, and their spiritual gifts. So all 4 of those things are into one program, and that helps people basically navigate their way down their soul's mission, and that is basically what helps them manifest in general and manifest their dream life. So that is what Revive the Vision is. And I have another service called the Divine Experience, where we take all of those things, but we cater it towards that specific person, right? So Revive the Vision is just like kind of like a generalized like concepts and things that people can like pick up on and stuff like that and take away, whatever. It's like it's a path, it's a journey, it's a straight line. The Divine Experience, however, is more of like a curve. It's like a curved path. And the reason being is because we go back to things that need to be uncovered again, because there's always layers. It's more in like intimate and more intense. So we always are applying on and on, but we're always going back to square one. And at the end of the Divine Experience, the goal is to connect with your divinity. The goal is to connect with your goddess or God self. And that in itself is just being a master of your own life, being a master creator, being a creatrix, being a divinator, whatever. That's what the Divine Experience is catered towards. So it's a one-on-one because it is just it's so sacred. It's such a sacred space to build someone up to that level of divinity. You have to it has to be one-on-one. It has to be non-linear, because healing is non-linear first and foremost, but because growth is also non-linear. So that is the other service that I have, which is more potent, more powerful, and less available, because it is 6 months to a year long, and one-on-one spots, not a group sort of container. So those are the services that I have that will help you be able to manifest. But I do not personally have service, and will probably never have services just for me manifesting for another person, because I believe that's something that everyone has to learn for themselves. Anonymous says, have you ever manifested love? Yes, I have. So I manifested my current boyfriend, but it was indirectly. So the way I manifested him was in high school, when I was basically every time I saw 11:11 hit, whether it was in the morning or at the night, and I never actually looked out for it. I would just look down and say, oh, it's 11:11, I make a wish, right? That wish was always, I wish for love, self-love, and love itself. Always. Nothing else. And if I wanted something else, I would throw it in there, but nothing else in relation to love. I would leave it open-ended. I would leave it uninterpreted. I would just leave it as it is. I wish for love, self-love, and love itself. Which is so fucking cute, by the way. Little old me. She knew what she was doing. But I felt so I feel like the reason why I manifested my boyfriend at the time that I did was not because I was boy crazy, because I wasn't. It was because I knew that I had something bigger to accomplish, and finding my soulmate was going to be a roadblock in my path. So I wanted to get that out of the way so I could, go grind and, work on my shit, work on my business and stuff like that. So, because I always knew I was destined for greatness and, stuff like, it's just something about, myself that I knew I had to get that part of my life out of the way so I could focus more on what was important to me. And that is my soul's mission. So, yes, I have manifested love. I've manifested my boyfriend with making a wish every 11:11 a.m. and p.m. And it was so funny because I hated him at first. Actually, I didn't hate him. I just thought he was really, really, really annoying, which he was. But he grew on me because he was persistent, and he was like, no, like, I'm all you got. And I was like, fuck it, whatever, sure, come on. And we've been together for like almost 5 years now. That's the love of my life, and I hope that we stay together forever because I do actually love him. So yes, I have manifested love, and I'm glad that I did at the time that I did, because now I can do this and focus on stuff like this instead of looking for a partner and wasting my time going on dates that are not fruitful. Misaligned Stars says, why is going to the void so hard? I have been trying for so long and have barely seen any progress. It is because everyone is, well, especially if you're in America, but whatever, we're not going to get political. Everyone's individualized, so from the moment you're born, you're like socialized to think about yourself and not necessarily others. Your parents might have taught you empathy, glad that mine did, but a lot of people like don't teach their children empathy, and they have to learn it in school, which by then it's kind of too late, and they grow up selfish anyway. I'm just really shitting on the human race right now. I'm so sorry. But the reason why it's so hard is because you're attached to your physical, for one, and two, you are too focused on being an individual. You cannot grasp the concept of being everyone. You cannot grasp the concept of being everything. And because of this, you probably have issues with manifestation, because you cannot grasp the concept of things just being available to you because they're in their own individual space and not right next to you, not literally like you can conjure it with the snap of your finger. So, yeah. That is why the void is so hard to get into. Once you start to imagine yourself or like consider yourself a part of everything, like you go outside and you find commonality with a tree, or like the ants that are just like in a row looking for food. You find yourself within the wind that blows really hard, that surrounds you, and whatnot. You find yourself in the waves, you find yourself in the rain, you find yourself in your reflection, which don't even get me started, but yes. Once you detach yourself from your physical body, from your like sort of individualized form, it will be much easier for you to enter the void. So focus on that. And trust me, you have had progress, you just probably are not seeing it. So another way that you can help yourself see progress is to log every time that you try to enter the void. What happened, how did you enter, or how did you try to enter, and what was the result of that. What was that Einstein quote? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again and expecting a different result. That's why you log, that's why you journal down your experiences, so you know what works and what doesn't. it's just a science like everything else. And the last question, Anonymous says, what is your favorite thing you've manifested? And this is really hard. I had to go over this question a lot in my head because there have been a lot of things that I've manifested, but a lot of good, really good things that I've manifested. But I'm going to say my life's philosophy. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if I did not take the time to know myself and know my like sort of perspective on life on Earth and things like that, I would not be here and I would not be doing anything remotely close to what my soul desires. I wanted to say my boyfriend, but I have like this little hunch that we would have been together anyway. It was kind of inevitable, but yeah, definitely my philosophy on life, because it's just changed my life completely, and I feel whole because of it. I feel happy because of it, which as someone with depression, me just thinking about kind of diving deeper into why I think the way that I do, why I believe in what I believe in, my morals, etc. It makes me feel like I have a purpose, and it makes me feel needed on Earth instead of just kind of here to exist and then pass away, you know? So definitely my philosophy on life. That is my most favorite thing that I have manifested. And that is it for the Q&A. Thank you guys so much for asking or submitting your questions, because this video could not exist without you guys. So thank you so much for submitting your questions, and thank you for being chill, being cool, and being respectful in my asking your questions. I actually want to do this again, so let me know what the next topic should be, and let me know, I don't know, if you have any more questions or how you liked this video for sure. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all my social media links will be down in the description, as well as my email for, stuff, and links to my website and my services and fun stuff. So make sure to look at the description because it is pretty cool in there. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Bye.